Okay, welcome back, everybody. Back to Summer Games Done Quick 2014. I would like to just remind you guys that
1, 2, 3, I think.
the next game right after Arkista's Ring will be Rygar. Do not forget we have a donation war going on for Rygar. Let me just give you a second here. You could have either a full run, a glitched run, or I got to pull it up here.
Okay.
Yeah, his should be the one with the.
Let's see. Full run, glitched run, or both the glitched and full run.
Yes.
Currently, both glitched and full is in the lead with $230. Full run is right behind it at $170, and the glitched run is at $125. So get your donations in now if you want to see any of the other runs besides both of them. I do apologize in advance if we do not read all your donations out loud. We have many donations that we are processing, and only a limited amount of time in which we can get donations read.
Loud, regular loud. Okay, I guess we are doing all four.
I got the weird one.
Okay, well, we're getting the last item set up. I'll just read a couple of donations really quick. David Morgan donates $107.50, and he says, shout-outs to Gilder for that 107.5 the Mikey.
107.5 the Mikey.
Brian Sims donated $20.33, saying, Gilder Sneeze, we must use science correctly. Here's to Sally's college fund and beating your PB.
Soon enough, soon enough. Don't science while drunk. That is a dangerous time to use science. That is not using it correctly.
Huh?
Okay, I'm going to see if I can squeeze in one last donation here before we get started. We have a $200 donation from Anthony Paul Raymond, also known as Impending Disaster. Hey Gilder, hey Couch, I'm glad to see video games being used correctly. Break a leg. Hashtag Hula Girls.
Hula Girls!
Donation goes to Runner's Choice.
Thanks, Disaster. Alley card for 7.
So let me know when to go here.
Something like that,
Just look at
yes.
the character sheet for a while.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone follow Christine on Facebook.
Yeah.
We need to make sure.
At Christine Health, what? Yes. Say no?
Feasel.
Oh no.
Just as intended.
I know. It's like Feasel, you've got 4 arms now. I don't know if there's any like really good place to move anyhow.
Well, we can start any time here. Ready? With the timer?
I'll be the disembodied voice.
All right,
behind
and 3, 2, 1, go. This is Arkista's Ring, one of the lesser-known NES, I guess you'd call it an action RPG, I don't even know. A lot of fun, though.
Very random.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
very
it's
random.
all
That's one of
random.
the problems with it.
Yeah, we'll be talking a lot about the RNG in this game. Early on, he'll be getting RNG for what items that he's going to collect. So he'll be getting pickups like the health that he's got, as well as an attack item. Those are totally random, as well as the number of item boxes he has, the number of
Armor, like
armor pieces he
extra
has,
health,
how long his bow shoots, how much damage his bow does,
extra lives.
extra lives.
yeah.
And then we'll get to the very end where we have random staircases for where you exit the level.
Yeah, this is RNG the game. If you are a speedrunner who doesn't like RNG, you stay far, far away.
Now, luckily, there are some things that are fixed in the game. In order to exit the level, you need a key. It'll appear after a certain number of enemies. The enemy that drops the key is always the same, as well as the enemy that drops bags are always the same. You don't know what's in the bags, but it'll always be the same enemy that drops it.
Yeah, it's basically you kill enough kills until you spawn the key master. Then you kill him, the key will appear.
Yep.
Go to the door, exit the level.
So for routing this game, you're really trying to find the right enemies to kill in order to spawn those enemies that have item drops on the path that you're walking, as well as the enemy that has the key.
Okay. That was fine. Murph is signaling me to move to get on camera, but Feas's chair is in the way. I'm not going to run in front of him during this game. That's ridiculous.
This level, although it has multiple staircase exits, always picks the same one every single time.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing to find out.
So that's another part of the random staircases. Some of the random staircases are actually fake random staircases. They'll never be used. For the ones that are really random, it's always 1 in 8 between the ones that are real.
All right, we should explain what the different items do. I'll be using items to kill enemies that are not near me to avoid backtracking, like what I did in that level there.
So the Holy Rod that he just used is a full screen attack that only affects undead enemies, so things that look like skeletons, zombies, those type of things are going to be killed by that, and nothing else is damaged by it. The Thunder Rod that he used earlier, it looks like the Fire Rod that he's got in his inventory, but a little bit pointier. That's also a full screen attack, but it does a slight amount of damage. It's like one bow shot to everything that's on the level. And the Fire Rod gives him a really high power piercing shot. It's his strongest bow upgrade, and it also goes through walls. So he'll be using that for pretty much all of the
all of the mini
bosses
bosses.
Interestingly enough, the Holy Rod is the only thing that'll kill some of the some certain enemies. Like the skeletons, if you shoot them with a bow, they'll just crumble, but they'll get right back up. If you use the Holy Rod, they'll die permanently and generally drop an item.
You will notice that Feasel steps back and then charges the enemy because he actually fires faster while he's moving towards them.
Yeah, you can only fire 1 arrow at a time when you're standing still. You can usually get 2 out.
Yeah, that's actually to
weird.
do with the animation cycle, so you can't fire while you're in certain animation frames. And turning around is a little bit weird because you turn your direction of shooting first, and then your character flips around their actual position. So that's why he can get so many shots in. It doesn't play the walking animation while he's in the middle of turning around.
Yeah. And one thing to note, when we say the Holy Rod is a full screen wipe, it's actually a full stage wipe. You'll see him use it here.
If he had one,
if he had one, that's true.
But I would have to waste a lot of time going all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, so this is another aspect of the RNG. You have to have certain items on certain screens in order to do them optimally.
Yep. It is absolutely brutal about that.
Hopefully that was the right skeleton.
It was.
There we go.
But yeah, what you can do on that stage if you have a Holy Rod is you stop just at the top, kill that bat, fire the Holy Rod, and it wipes everything else down below, and the key spawns. It saves a ridiculous amount of time, but like we said, RNG means you've got to have the items. There's not much else you can do about it. Hey, you got a new item slot.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
Finally.
Got 2.
Yeah.
Whoa, cool, awesome.
Yeah, he'll max out at 7 item slots, and that's really what you want to do as early as possible because items are kind of like the lifeblood of the game. They do so much more damage than your regular shots, and getting them early means that you have a really big inventory selection.
That's an important mechanic right there. When you take lethal damage, you have a couple of frames to, if you have a potion in your inventory, use it, and you can basically just keep going.
It's about a third of a second. You can also die through staircases in this game.
Yeah, that
So
happens.
if you're in that death animation and you get through the staircase in time, you'll die on the next level instead of on the level that you were previously on.
Which is convenient.
And you won't have any chance to heal because it doesn't let you input anything. Just kind of a pain. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
If it does, it's the fastest death warp in the game because you respawn right where you're standing.
Yeah, deaths in this game are not so bad because the enemies that you've killed stay killed. Even the ones that you've damaged will stay damaged, and all you do is just reset your position. So it's actually helpful sometimes to die.
This is a stage where Fire Rod helps out immensely.
Yeah, there's a couple different item uses to speedrun a lot of these levels, so sometimes it's just a matter of seeing what do I have, what do I want to use. You kind of adapt based on what you got in your inventory.
Yeah, for that one, for example, he could have used the Fire Rod, or he could have used the Thunder Rod after he killed the Fire Beetles up top. And really, he wants to keep the Fire Rod because this level definitely demands one.
Level you really want.
It does, yeah. The Manticore that'll spawn in the middle in just a second here is he's easiest to kill if you're just shoot him through the wall right there.
Fire rods are pretty much universally useful.
Yeah, Fire Rod is useful for most things, so I try to use that last, but when you've got a ton of them, why not? The whole
forever.
level.
Even if you die and continue, it'll still have Fire Rod.
Yeah. Just till the end of the level. All right, that was the first mini-boss. The hardcore Manticore.
He's a tough guy.
I got a lot of item boxes. That's really good.
Yeah, that is insanely helpful.
He was being really stingy with them earlier.
Yeah, I don't know if I got all the weapon upgrades, or all the ones I'm supposed to have at this point. We'll see.
Yeah, the weapon upgrades for damage are pretty substantial. So the first upgrade that you get is almost double your original damage.
Yeah, they're
And
really
by the end of the
strong.
game, if you don't have upgrades, you're doing like 40 or 50 shots on some of the enemies just on this first loop of the game. And we should talk a little bit about the loops.
Oh, yeah. So the game does have 4 loops to fully complete the game. Every loop, the enemies get a little bit stronger and a little bit faster.
Yeah, a little bit faster, but by the end they're like turbo speed. It's
Yeah.
really tough to play the later loops.
When Feasel and I first started messing around with this game at SGDQ earlier in the year, he had me sit down and play through all 4 loops, and by the 4th loop, there was just no hope. You were reduced to like a simpering pile of what once was a speedrunner, crying over the fact that the enemies are just on top of you nonstop, doing ridiculous amounts of damage. Don't run 4 loops. Just do 1 loop like a sane human being, for goodness sake.
The other thing about the future loops is the enemies start shooting through walls, so that's even more fun.
I forgot about that entirely.
This stage is incredibly slow without a fire rod.
Right,
Yes.
yeah. You have to use a fire rod or a thunder plus a holy, but something to kill those things through walls.
All the holy rods.
I know, really.
Hey, found
Would
some
this
more
be a
armor.
good time to read a few donations?
Sure. There's not really serious time during this run, but anytime.
Okay.
Till we get to ninjas.
All right,
Yeah, I
I've
guess
got
so.
a $50 donation from Justin Knapfel. Clash was one of my favorite games as a kid, and Gilder always puts on a great, relaxed stream. Donation to Runner's Choice. Got a $40 donation from, and forgive me if I say your name incorrectly, Arnaud Paquet Chiasson. His comment reads, "Good job, everyone. This reminds me when I was younger. My friends are all hardcore gamers, and they never understood how I could enjoy watching people play. When I see hundreds of thousands of people watching SGDQ, I guess I'm not alone. Kill the animals. Cheers."
So this is the first real random staircase level. In this case, all the staircases come in pairs, so at least you have a 1 in 4 shot of getting instead of 1 in 8 like the other 2 levels.
All right, now he's going to use, provided it's incorrect, there are hidden blocks that you can run into from a certain direction and basically break through the walls.
A lot of those tend to open up only if you have the key as well.
Yeah, so those are the first 4 staircases that you try because they're close together. At this point, I'd be reaching for the reset button,
Yeah,
but that's decent, I guess.
Yeah, now those were nicely grouped. The random staircase levels get much, much, much worse.
So the items have been very helpful up to this point, but they start becoming less and less useful. This is the last level where the undead sticks are ever going to be used. And in the future, if you went to the further loops, the thunder rod just doesn't do enough damage to really
No, yeah,
affect the enemies
that's
at
something
all.
I should have mentioned was by the end of the 4th loop, you might as well not have items. Fire rod or bust.
Ninja Stunner.
Yeah, you did get a ninja sleep.
Ninja Sleep.
All right, so he's going to try this first staircase here.
Just in case. That's the one that you don't need the key to get to. All right.
So although I said that there is a 1 in 8 chance of the staircases, this level has 9. It's the one in the bottom right that will never be the correct staircase. So he'll try all the other ones, and then he'll know which one it is if he gets to 7 after that. He doesn't have to guess between the remaining 2. Hopefully he doesn't get to 7 staircases, though.
Let's see. Probably will.
Got a $35 donation from Matt Blackie. Says, "I'm happy to see Clash at Demon Head become a reality at SGDQ. Congratulations to Gilderschnoz, and keep on using science correctly. Also save the animals."
What? I'll show you.
Hey, that's what he wrote.
Nah, he's awesome.
Got a $50 donation from Matt Twitty, saying, "Having fun watching this when I should be studying for my exam."
Good man.
Good man.
No, I'm all out of
Ninjas
things.
are
All right.
brutal, by
Yeah,
the
that's
way.
all right.
Just putting that out there.
So all the early enemies do 1 heart of damage. The ninjas are going to do 2, as well as those big green ogres. Luckily, Feasel
the
does
attack
have the
upgrades
attack
'cause he's
upgrades
killing those
Yeah, in one
Quickly,
shot.
quickly.
That's very fortunate. That's a big problem in speedruns when you don't get the attack upgrades by this point.
And you're collecting a decent amount of the ninja stunners.
Yeah, that's what I want to start accumulating.
Yeah.
Ninja stunners and potions. It's not really helping me with potions here, but stunners are alright.
He did use that holy rod for it seemed like no reason, but it's just you got to clear your inventory occasionally. If you're just sitting on a full inventory and just grabbing, pickups, you're not doing anything for yourself at this point. Actually, if it's useless as a holy rod after this point in the game.
And the way the game spawns items is if you already have a full inventory and the item is dropped, you can't use an item from your inventory at that point. It'll count as if you still have full inventory, so it's determined when the bag actually drops for what the contents are.
Yeah, I mean, nothing to do. Sometimes you don't get the potion drops.
Yeah.
You really need potions in these later levels. I'll start burning through some of these ninja stunners, I guess, but...
A lot of the enemies in the game do have some AI loops, so if you notice that the ninjas were bouncing back and forth while he was shooting them, it's because if you can get them a half tile off, they'll never do any damage and you can just kill them.
Yeah, they just kind of freak out a little bit. Oh my gosh, I got to jump over these buildings. I'm supposed to stop this elf girl, but man.
And he is hitting the ninja, that, even though the ninja's in the wall.
Just gonna play it
that still
safe and hit him
counts.
through the wall.
We have a $300 donation from Jordan Lask. Says, this last donation brings me up to $1,000 total.
Nice.
Here's to all the amazing people I've met and the continued support of this great cause. Oh, and put this towards Fifi running Mario Kart 64. Okay. We have a $10 donation from Tim Dreher. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name there. He says, Feasel hype. Huge thanks for TSSB and all the contributions towards the speedrun community. Also, a big shout out to the people on the Wacky Wobblers Twitch chat. Please put my money towards the Dishonored DLC. We have $20 from Melanie Hammett. Says, I'm so glad you got to go to SGDQ, Feasel. Good luck and have fun.
Awesome. Feasel got one of the 2 rare items in the game. He got the pendant, which all it does is make your score increase as you walk.
Yeah. It'd be nice if it kept me alive, if it, refilled my health or something, because that's what I'm really lacking at this point. I haven't seen a potion in a while
So
now.
we're going for the high score run now. I think
Yeah.
you can fill up that entire display.
I know, I haven't had a potion in like the latter half of this game.
Well, you've got ninja sleeps all day long, though.
There's only so many of those things you use.
I think with this combination, you might as well just go for the sleeps and try the 6 staircases before fighting the ninjas.
Okay, hopefully that'll work. I just don't want to get locked
All
here.
right, the worst level in the game.
We'll see. I'll see if it's here, but otherwise, I think I will kill these ninjas, though.
So there are 800 staircases on here and 8 potential actual real ones. Completely randomized as to which one it's going to be.
Fortunately,
So I'm
we
gonna
know
have
which
to
one
take some
the
deaths
8
in
are
this
are
level.
We know,
potential
yeah,
ones,
but-
but we don't know which of the 8. And
So,
2 of
yeah.
the 8 are behind a locked door. So you have to kill a dozen ninjas
Hey,
to
there's
get
a
the key.
potion. Finally.
The other real treat of it is every time you step on one of the fake staircases, you spawn one of the higher power brown ninjas, which absolutely wreck your day.
Cool. Finally, I got potions. Now that I don't need them anymore, the game gives me a ton.
So you definitely want a lot of ninja stunners here. Yeah, there he is. Like pretty much anytime you check a staircase and it's the wrong one, there should be a brown ninja showing up to be absolutely rude. There it is.
Cool.
All
That's
right.
decent. I guess we could have done the other strat.
Much. Yes.
All right.
And now we just have the final boss, which is mostly taking damage.
Yeah. As long as you have the right items, it's just, take a bunch of damage and...
There it is.
And there's Arkista's ring that I just picked up.
Nice.
So yeah, a lot of deaths in the later half, but that really is just because of lack of potions. I expect to use maybe 3 or 4 in
And
the
time
last
is when he
couple
gets the key
levels.
here.
Time.
Time.
Okay. I mean, not great staircase luck. That's about what I expect.
Proper.
And
Having to
of course,
farm
the
for those
crumbling
potions is
castle.
also really killer compared to being able to go directly to the staircases.
Take a bunch of deaths.
Yeah. having to fight those ninjas. Often you take a gamble and just run for the staircases and hope it's not one of the ones behind a locked door. But in the marathon run, you can really get trapped there. You end up using up all your items to do that, and it turns out to be one of the ones that you have to kill all the enemies for. You don't, I mean, you're pretty much stuck there, so that's why I had to take level 30 kind of slow and safe. Also, I apologize to headphone users now. Cool, so we got Rygar up next, I guess?
We do have Rygar up next, and that means I need to bail from the couch.
All right.
I'll be back
Look at
one
this
run
cool guy
after this
coming
for
in here.
8 eyes, by the way.
Where's the sunglasses inside?
Okay, that was Arkista's Ring by Feasel. As you heard, up next is Rygar by Darkwing Duck. Now remember, we had 3 different options for this. We have a full run, we have a glitched run, and then we added a third option letting us be able to watch both the full run and the glitched run. And I just refreshed the page, and it looks like we currently have $250 for both glitched and full, $170 for the full, and $125 for the glitched run.
We're closing that off, so it looks like both runs.
Okay, I was just informed that we're closing that off, so it looks like it will be both the glitched and the full runs. Okay, while we get things set up for Rygar, I'll just run a quick commercial break. Not yet, they muted you.